bosomende tosoma akoma aduonu ensia aduonu nson ya mo nyina jo enwakwa ba edemo Owia Kaseɛ mfonyi so kuma stadium amekom ehope na yewe ebraso se anwumre no nsia Kaseɛ bode ensa asoso no yede ba na yede evertime www.owiatv.com sanso na Owia TV official ewo TikTok Owia TV Facebook na Owia TV so ewo YouTube bomade na on subscribing follow ya ubedi achie na wa share no like na do adwenche so de ato ama ye nyina ewo hono ye mamu nyina adwo ententem so a ensema yensa aka no ende de besum no de edi mu akote no ebi ene se Ghana mampanyi John Dramani mama Afro Jesim Pieni apaso ama wodi nsebbebre atodwa de afa wo mai abrabon
na mampanyi Kaseɛ ana wo chese wono de wanchi dollar no anto ne duafie nemmom sidi no ana omama na duranom amwanya ahoden
wa se bibi man sabra so se nyina yake hu bomu sane be ya ye betimi akoyanim
wo se enipa be sempema hankno aduonum ana mwadwane ohia esanse Ghana de hye be so pepekro de won manya nyumaye
abansi wo besinsa no nyuma suku foforo be sem yensa de aka hu
mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ahye se de abetodwa se Ghana akoba bia yesi empa eni ho no behwese saade no eto obetumi atwa
ora Mubarak Muntaka Muhammad atodwa se Ghana enyi ntumu se yenum wi wei ani afoforo pi na eka ho a enwumre no nsien yede eba na yede abesomo yemfa na ase ni bi emfa ema ya boafo a won maso yimu enwumre emo pafie eho na super premium any premium rice no wo mode aba yambi soya bean oil no so eka ho sa enso en odi yomi tomato paste no ede aba enu nti wo pemopa na watimi atobi na ade aye aduane amanema ede akonkan ede ama wa weekend ene yaduro no enkonkoto mufun bia emfa enkofie emanema enkoje ensemu ho mo amoye restaurant hotel so no ne ade no ano amo eton ne ade no munyina schools ahodo no ye kanfo na yede amamo adum wono eben oye pasa enso na apatase omo ya chemfo hotel edi ntwanimu emare fi se media enso eye pass and garden ewo enkrampuni mantemo ewo nso ukohodma won sabeka wo mo ya no afre wo mo ewo 0244615117 0244615117 sa enso na dropping rural bank wose to fie no abe shareholder emfa so pay wa bank ni edwiri fi shabe se duanan ba ku ni omagye abasobode bebre enem si kapsam dwade a wo mu di ni yenti no na so wa baba beka ho eya dale se ope shareholder ni bia na se ope se auto shares ni bia dial star 389 star 984 star 389 star 984 hash na wa follow instructions no na wo ko anim na be to shares na bibi bebre mfa so bebre e wo ho no mo sanso no me fixed deposit bosumi miensa bosumi nsia ene bosumi dumienu no fa so a wo benya no sika no be wa ene nkaya eka ho pacha wa obetimi afre e wo 0544745586 ana 0242387498 na ne edi nkomo wo mone
Jabolivia Enterprise yan kancho se wo the smart food aba na we e future life smart food or the aba isanse wo se otumi di kama na afu apomudi tumi sisi ne ho so eye ntimen kase pentin bi adame ye esotiti bi gum yenko eno ene kofa yare e de eba eno ntino wose wa mo aduane papa betimi aboa na sisi immune system ne kama na afa etumi aboa ma wapomudi ho nsem etumi SCP esita na future life smart food I can ho asem no egita fiber sans na protein vitamins and minerals ashemu ma se twumeboa amada wapomode ho nsem etimi ensine ho so na we no nya afi na akosoja pau anasa ukofa anyina ho odin bia de akono anu nsuo bia we na enwane se wodi gu adiem na wodi nsuo egu ho na wanu wadim no watumi edine kama eno ya Bolivia Enterprise or the future life smart food aba edwaso so for line alignment odi wani achiremu patase kwanes hod na behu maso ye kese na ya frɛ 0242878090 na 0246010150 nene ya Bolivia Enterprise eni nkomonyuma kwei na won gite yasinimu a yede anwenu nsia Kaseɛ boi ba kenkanfo a moti ye ne ewo mu ayemme Nana Kwame Achiman Opambo ena
Owia penny osu adiomi afei kaseɛ no enchiremu wɔman amamra ema kwan sɛ afibia no yewuramu amampanyini ebekɔ ɔman Ghana mrahye bedwafie wɔde ɔman no ho pemasibrɛ enkomo ekotudwa na wakyerɛkyerɛmu ɛde ama ɔman no nyina nenne Ghana mampanyi John Dramani mama ayɛ sɛ de amamra afiapem hankro aduonu mienu no ɛkyerɛ no na ne ɔde tudwa wo kyerɛmu nyina no sɛ nanu a ɔbɛfie wɔ hyɛbɔ sɛ ɔbɛbɔmɔden no agya namro so pampe no adoto nneɛma ɛyɛ sɛ wɔman no ebedi ye ho so ne yabu ye ho ne ahye ye ho so na sikasɛm mu ne yɛde ye ho nie na nneɛma akɔnkan ɛno nti na ne sɛ ɔre ɔman Ghana sikasɛm na nneɛma ekoyi ɛde ma no wɔse ɛnumom ɛna wɔse ye fa ne yɛde sie no so ne yɛko enkoden
of growth, progress and development. Mr. Speaker, I told this August House then, when I appeared before you last year, that would have to take tough, prudent, and necessary decisions to restore stability and credibility. Today, Mr. Speaker, I can say to you with confidence, Ghana is back. Ghana is working again. And Ghana is open for business. The fundamentals are improving, and the path to sustained acceleration is very clear to everyone. From the outset, we resolved to choose discipline over waste, reform over excuses, and stability over speculation. As a responsible government, our first order of business was to halt the economic hemorrhage and restore order to our public finances. We tightened expenditure and commitment controls. We improved payables reporting and conducted a comprehensive audit of 2024 commitments to restore credibility and discipline. Mr. Speaker, these measures have begun to deliver some of the most remarkable economic outcomes in decades.
And so on say yebesi ho so yebebu ye ho ne yedi ye ho so ne yesikasem mu ne yentoto no adense ho ti so fapem na na ehihim na ene fapem ne gina ne namro so pampe eno nti ne ehu se ne esikre mampanyi John Dramani Mahama
was State of the Nation address His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de ko tudwa ne dua yi mrahye dwafie ni mu na mampanyi kire se won mo bae no na ɔman Ghana cedi na tete ayese konti be asa ode to dollar ne ho de a na yese dollar no aye din and afi cedi na ye peche na nso wo bae no wo mo edisi wani so ese no obetumi akase won mo de sebe wanjeche dollar no amfa no ankwa ankoto KGBA mu ananse amfa safoa no ankoma IGP nemu won mo bae no omotumi aye nhyeya amenne obetumi akase cedi no enya hoɔden pampe ya gina na so 7 mpreduasa esremu apapon eno na ɔmampanyi kyerɛ sɛ wo fa cedi na de to dollar no ho a ene cedi na hoɔden no etumi akɔsoro bɛsɛ ɔmo nkyɛmu aduanan achipo enson wo de to euro no nso ho a eno nso akɔsoro bɛsɛ ɔmo nkyɛmu aduasa achipo enkron ɛna afi pounds no nso bɛsɛ ɔmo nkyɛmu aduonu nan ɛna eno nso cedi na etimi nya hoɔden ɛde etia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama
of growth, progress and development. Mr. Speaker, we did not arrest the dollar. We strengthened the cedi to put up a good fight against the other currencies. Mr. Speaker, we did not arrest the dollar. We strengthened the cedi to put up a good fight against the other currencies. And I'm pleased to report to this House that the cedi appreciated by 40.7% against the US dollar and by 30.9% against the British pound and by 24% against the euro. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economic turnaround is broad-based and comprehensive. All sectors of the Ghanaian economy have witnessed remarkable improvement in our first year in office. And most importantly, Ghana's economy has surpassed the 100 billion mark for the first time.
So wase sikasama ye beso mu no kwasemunie na atoba na abre na wa ho kire mu odin pa na ka meneye na o ma ne sidi na aye mremremre aye boho afeye aho kire mu odin a ekuma abo akototo anwea prada da so no enna na temamufo ye namu na so me hyebo se me de ensiye ne enweta so ho be hyem na ma ye adwumaden e de aboa amane ma akonkan enno ana achiame hina wote adwamu ye nyina de ani kutu awisi ahwemienu santamu ye de hu ne nei.
When I last came before this house, I spoke candidly about the depth of the challenges we had inherited across all facets of our nation. Mr. Speaker, nowhere was this national malaise more evident than in the economic sector. We inherited an economy in severe crisis, burdened by unsustainable debt, high inflation, a rapidly depreciating currency, and an escalating cost of living crisis that had left our citizens reeling from unimaginable hardship caused by years of general imprudence and reckless management of the economy. Mr. Speaker, I was clear from the outset that recovery would not come easily. But I was also clear that I'll stop at nothing to turn this situation around and bring relief to Ghanaians. I promised then that just as I have confronted and overcome crisis in the past, I'll reset our economy and return us to a path of growth, progress, and development. Mr. Speaker,
Excellency John Dramani Mahama Mananso asanso de ato edwa se utie aban enkuntabu for meche government statistical service a wonom abo amane se Ghana de hye be se empem ahankono aduonum na nanka oyina buburo wonom adamu nenso afia etwamu ekona wie na wonom atumi afrimo afi enipa be so pepe ekro ani akire na wonom nso eni enyuma wonom eye nenso sankofoi wonom ebu nkonta wo kire se womatumi anya enyuma ni bia wonom eye enu edi adanse se o my Ghana enhye pa aban bai wode ato akwan mu no so aba ematimamufu a na wonom ni adwumaye no munso anya bia wonom eye.
And according to the Ghana Statistical Services, over 1 million Ghanaians have found employment between quarter 1 and quarter 3 of 2025. Mr. Speaker, and 950,000 Ghanaians have escaped multi-dimensional poverty over the same period. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to report that our external position has strengthened significantly. By December 2025, our current account recorded a surplus of 9.1 billion, representing 8.1% of our GDP. This is a remarkable increase from 1.5 billion or 1.8% of GDP in 2024. These achievements have been driven by robust gold, cocoa, and non-traditional exports, and increased remittance inflows. This improvement demonstrates that our economy is gaining strength and resilience again on the global stage.
Etroso de futuo ade ma bibi nyina se ne se de wiase ne si kono e kam yakwa akoye se amoadom akonhyiamu no ebi wonum aya ne komo wo pa ebi won so ekodi tia wonum pa na wo mo ekoma wo mo ye wo mo tena se ahyehye wonum mra no enu nti mu a esemo nka ho no da bia no na mo de matwen yo sa akwada ya ma na duani nie enu nti bra so se bibi nyina ye de ahotoso anidaso ye gi ehudie ye nya rehemu wo ye nkasa ye mu se ye betumi ayo wo se no Ghana ehu pa ye mu se ye ntimi mfa ye ho nto sabio enkrofo sa e bra so se wo se ye nyina ye so gyan namro so pampe na ye nso ye ko pe ye yedie enu nti nche kra Ghana ebo modern ama Landmark Health Sovereignty Summit wɔn mo edi dwuma yi ɛwɔ nkrɛmpomponi mantam a wɔn mo yɛyɛ enti wɔtuo bibima nyinaa afo si yɛ nyinaa yɛnke ehumum ne yɛnyɛ emu gyidie na bɛfa.
Mr. Speaker, this moment of national renewal unfolds against the backdrop of a world in profound flux. The global order we once knew is being rapidly reshaped, and the so-called rule-based international system endures only as long as it protects the advantages of those who designed it. Once emerging nations like ours begin to operate within those same rules to rebalance power, the very architects of that order prove willing to relax their commitments. Ghana, like many nations, has learned this hard truth. We cannot respond to this new reality with fragmentation, hesitation, or continued dependence. History has long taught us that resilience and prosperity will not be handed to us. They must be built deliberately through cooperation, self-belief, and strategic alignment. This era ahead demands that Africa must move from a posture of dependence to one of collective self-reliance.
John Dramani Mahama was so added to Jawane Kasemu say, Kashishudia one better na and from Beja Asye, Yene, Eviasea man sense Kakrabia Batine, Eddie and Gitahon, and Shea Dahone, and Moa, one year and Crank Comedian Wording, Eddie, a year, Jumana Sicano, Esum, US dollars, nebes of Pepe, a henum, $500 million was here by now, to me, I and Shea Sa Ekano. What you are Eddie a free man penny sounds to just say, so we share on my Ghana a free and Fimpino, any a do and crumbsy and Fimpino, any a dunine, Fangwana yet to know, a bar from cra, arches a sika, I nyadi film so echo for my bia, any ankre no, na it minya bese, or pepe at your somba quetchi po and nine, Nanso and Fimpino, any a dunine conavieno, na abejina barrier no, or pepe at your nine encron. A chipo mienua echese na abafo mi ye papa no sini nyina nkanfu ano abanya bomodi anhia hodo bia awase otumi ye amienya mframaja edidi djuma wo my Ghana mu no wonom etua saa eka no.
Mr. Speaker, I can also announce that we are paying for every gas we are consuming today. In addition, between January and December 2025, through carefully coordinated policy actions, the government settled all outstanding gas invoices that were owed to ENI and Vitol, amounting to approximately $500 million. And so Ghana is now fully up to date with its gas consumption obligations to the Sankofa partners. And I'm pleased to announce that the 2026 budget has made adequate provision to ensure timely payments for all liquid natural gas that we consume going forward. Mr. Speaker, to ensure equity and fairness, the government has also held constructive engagements with Tallow Oil and the Jubilee Field partners, and we've reached a comprehensive roadmap to guarantee full payments for all gas that is consumed. This approach supports reliable nationwide electricity generation and accelerates industrial growth. Engagement with upstream partners has resulted in increased gas production, guided by a clear national vision to rapidly scale up domestic gas supply and reduce reliance on expensive liquid fuels. Mr.
Oil refinery na chese bom mode na efam mu yetu no bo na dada ni yenya kota de yenya diesel de yenya petrol ene ne me ka ho afiri mu no finhia bebre ni ene no so apɛ baabi ate akɔde ntimi nya adwuma ni nyina ne se mfidie na sɛ sika ye de bɛyɔ no eni suade hunu ni ho nanso aban ba eni suade hunu nti mede mo ka se mfinhia mpemienu ene aduonu num bronya bosumi num ene hyase sɛ ebo adwuma wade ni nyina ekokobai sɛ crude distillation unit no CDU no woma bomode asiesie ne ne me ka ho a woso omode ya ne nyina eboa enam sayo no so ama Institute for Energy Security IES wonom any local green association any kuwodo a aka ensha abansi wo mu nyina ebo wo mu nsem se hia e de ma aban se we die ebeboa.
I'm also pleased to announce to you that Tema Oil Refinery is back. The new management of the refinery has successfully completed extensive turnaround maintenance. And I'm pleased to inform you that this August House that for the first time since 2018, the refinery has commenced processing of crude oil into petroleum products again. So, Mr. Speaker, let me assure our countrymen and women that the energy sector reforms continue unabated. I remain fully committed to turning around the sector, strengthening its foundations, and ensuring reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy security for our nation. Mr. Speaker, agriculture remains central to our national
Ato edwase abanye gina wosi edefa koko hono na emu edin yi papapa nanso wansi se gina na enyi de bierada yenyina ebehye ne nso ayenkyere ena mpanyimfo bo amane sede koko bo esi egina ewa dwaman so ne Ghana cedis no empem aduanan baako ahasa aduokono mieno 41,392 eno eye ton baako bia de wonmo ede ege eno no na ochichemu ana ewo se akuafo na anye bi kura no bag baako bia ema no Ghana cedis no empem mieno cedis no ahanum aduowotwe enson 2,587 Ghana cedis ana yede makuani bia bag baako ana mampani echese nyese bia eboa pae nemum no senka oyese kokoo no woto no eboa na ejina dada na ansha ajesenka aban ne kwaje besia ene wode abehim eba ne sanso a na ekatwitwiri di ene amanehunu a yeko mu fa esikasemu a ne yepese yefiri mu no yasa akote atomanu nti ene nanso a wonum esisa ejina no.
Speaker, this unplanned expenditure would have taken us right back to the very devastating economic problem we have only recently begun to escape. So, Mr. Speaker, while fully understanding the concerns and protests of our farmers, I can firmly assure them that the reforms announced by government will see a total transformation of the cocoa sector. And it will guarantee them a fair and transparent price that enables them to meet the cost of producing the commodity and making decent margins. Mr. Speaker, the difference between economic hardship and avoiding the same is the exercise of sound economic judgment. And I'm determined to take decisions that ensure our collective well-being and avoid the suffering of all our citizens. These are difficult decisions to take, but Mr. Speaker, I had to take them.
Mampani adia tudwa biem no to aso se ensano nwuma school no edi akotene pa di tintiman ewo man chichiriye ene ne yoyom eboa ma maburu etimi nya adwuma yo eboa ma maburu a eni adwuma yo no e mo kan se English kasem unemployment rate no eso titimi eba fom yeyinti no aban ne ni abrese krodom a wode ene eden ene ahoden edi behyem no akono wadre yeyinti no wasebo se ene wo mbehya se na wo mato fapem ede afirifom ede akoria technical university se de kan wo mbesi mako miensa mono kra ede aka ho na de wo dada no so wo mahyem kina wa amana so ha ye nuanom akyerɛkyerɛfo asabia kudonto eto da ba bi o kyerɛkyerɛ ni be pon no de ne diti ebe kwa kwato no so no na eno nso aye kana no wo so wo bebo moden ameda nkra be se empema bionu 50,000 unit housing wo ma bomoden na wo mo susu wo mo sisi na we no wo mo beto kese na wo mo ne district assembly common fund no get fund na afei Ghana National Association of Teachers wo mo nyina ato kese na wo maboa se ne be ani so de wi bebam ne titiriu wo mo mu nkronkitira mu ene bia ya wodo a ya na de kire eja no na aboa mo mu so adwuma no aya akono kakra.
Mr. Speaker, technical universities play a critical role in closing the skills gap and reducing youth unemployment by delivering high-quality, industry-aligned and practice-oriented training within a broader policy framework that stimulates labor demand. In this regard, government is going to establish 3 new technical universities to strengthen skills development, enhance innovation, and support national industrialization efforts. Mr. Speaker, the Teachers Housing Initiative is a joint effort involving district assemblies, Common Fund, Get Fund, NAT, and JESOPs. And the aim is to build 50,000 housing units for teachers. This initiative is called the Teacher Dabre, Baby a Teacher Beda. This partnership demonstrates our collective dedication to enhancing teachers' living conditions and boosting the retention of teachers, especially in rural and remote areas, and ensuring that teachers can live, work, and retire with dignity and security. Mr. Speaker, by prioritizing equitable access and expanding infrastructure, we're investing in human capital.
Dramani Mahama Eriato Ejase wo she Ghana for ebo se we yedi obi beko eresabia ne beka che nipa ne se sebe empa eni wonti nipa ko ne yemfa ne nkobed foforo no de aban behwese sa ne mani nyina ebetumi afri hɔ na afi Ghana for enya apomuden mapa mampanyi distance mi tudwa wa bra enchere ye kura owura bi onya mfinhia aduonu nkron awoye engineer Charles Emisa ebeto dwase putuprum yemfa ne nko eresabia nenso yedi owura iko eresabia bese miensamu nanso ni nyina no won mo kire se empa eni ho no bed enti krachi famu ewu ya akoye arehosem ade ama omai Ghana no eno na mampanyi kasade afa no wo kire se abane nhyiemu no wohwe animu kwan se Rich Hospital no eye ni phase 2 no betumi ahwe na waye ho adwuma saa enso ena mampanyi kire se La General Hospital no nso ombehwe na watumi ato asafe oba Asante Mantamu a se Owia Regional Hospital no nso ombehwe na watumi aye ho adwuma Afari eye anase Afari Military Hospital no nso obehwe na watumi awie Komfono Teaching Hospital eka ho maternity ena afa bia enkoda no nso yebehwe won mapomuden ade aka ho ni nyina no mampanyi chese ombehwe na watumi ade akọ awie pa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama
Issue guidelines to eliminate the unacceptable no-bed syndrome. Patients facing medical emergencies must be received and given help, if even under makeshift conditions. You don't need to have a comfortable bed to save a patient. No patient must be turned away from any health facility they report to. Mr. Speaker, but in the meantime, government will expand capacity by implementing the Rich Hospital Phase 2 project to increase the number of beds at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. We will also continue and complete the Police Hospital project, and also continue and complete the La General Hospital. Mr. Speaker, in the Ashanti region, we will complete the Sewa Regional Hospital. We will complete the Afari Military Hospital, and we will complete the Komfono Teaching Hospital Maternity and Children's Block. Mr. Speaker, we remain on course to build a stronger, more resilient, and more self-reliant health system for all Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, roads are very important.
Minimum Kaseɛ Economic and Organized Crime Office. Iyo ko se de etwa wo mu di ni tia na ye bɔ no no. Wo mu guso. Ane ensem egu wo mu anim a wo mu hwem be sa hanan aduosia mienu. Enum mu no makomako be se edunum de Minimum Kaseɛ wo mu gina ko otra wo mu yi wo mu ho ano a. Enya asem ketwa. Ni nyina mu no agya boso ko ba. Yede timi age niema boso aban ne sen ne yawia ne yede akosi efie no wo se no makomako be se edu enum aduonu nkono mom ana wo mo nsa aka wo mage ede ama wo man enso wa ensam pepia nkomache wotwe munwi enegu wo mo na so wo mu biebie makomako ehwe mbobo ache makomako se de ye bokoko akonhoma sika no na ni nyina mu no me ne wo Kaseɛ aban ne siri no so no wasisu bia se enya de akata hyehye proye ene kankan obema na jinhini na enya baabi agina ewo no na ban mu enu ti no de ne de ne nkoden ate agina ma wo no kopa no de eka akire kura ne se me no Kaseɛ opepema hensia opepem ahensia 600 million Ghana cedis sika Economic and Organized Crime Office here wo mu wiaye no wo matumi age e de amaye.
I agree with the sentiments of Ghanaians that we must press harder on this accelerator. As of December 2025, Iyoko has recovered more than 600 million Ghana cedis. The office has investigated 462 cases, with 15 currently under prosecution. It has dismantled transnational carjacking syndicates and has recovered 29 luxury vehicles that were stolen. Mr. Speaker, the government remains resolute that corruption will not be tolerated, regardless of status or political affiliation. The Attorney General's office will continue to use both criminal prosecution and non-conviction-based assets recovery mechanisms to ensure that stolen public resources are returned for national development.
Eba ekwamboni enipa binimo faso etu efuma gudi e kan se illegal mining nso a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kasafa ho na wo kire se kane no nanke ye de yani asi wonu mu asebe wonu mu akwhye kwa ibretum anase nsuo so na wo mu funtum asase no etu efuma gudi ne so na emomu no wonu mu a edisika eso asene mu ehye sankofo no kutupa emokotu efuma gudi ne de na yenhyeda emfa ya adwen enko wonu mu so wasesebe ye betumi akongalamse no na Ghanafo atumi anya ahotone ade ye ho ade afiri sansamone no ho enti no ene de omaye bi ene se wonu mu a etabri sikadosopo na wode sogalamsefo na asenim emokotigu kwayem ena afei oman ne yensuo ni ade ye nkwaye breto wonu mu se no ne nyina ade asankofo no wotu wonu mu so esa na wose anamo bia wonu mu etu ye ne sebe ya womu a yache wonu mu efa galamse ho ebetumi adi wonu mu asam wano na asotwe bi oyetumi di ama wonu mu ntino enam so ama mampanyi na nkasa atena kese mu omu ahyeda ati abedekuo bi a omu hwe atumi aboho bra na wadana di kire se enkroto ahodo bese oha aduanan ene echi ene honde yebetumi akase galamse agin hini wo hopa na asu nyina nkanfu ano mampanyi kire se wonu mu na so de birada ogusu a wotu anamo ahwese sankofo a womutu galamse no yebetumi atu wonu mu susa.
Speaker, illegal mining continues to pose a grave threat to our environment, water bodies, public health, and national security. Mr. Speaker, prosecution of persons engaged in illegal mining has been intensified, with a renewed focus on dismantling organized criminal networks behind galamsey operations, rather than targeting only the little fish, low-level offenders. Mr. Speaker, in all these galamsey operations, there are big fish who never get caught. Mr. Speaker, in total, over 114 case dockets involving hundreds of accused persons are pending in various courts across the country, particularly in towns and villages that are prone to illegal mining. Specialized prosecutorial teams have been deployed to fast-track illegal mining cases, ensure the effective presentation of evidence, and pursue the confiscation and forfeiture of equipment and proceeds used in or derived from illegal mining. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to gender...
Ababedru ne botan nani swade hunu watondi se the big push na ochiremu amene mo kasa yi kwansi maako be se apem wo ha ne aduanan ennan ene etwa wo manu tu ene nata eho asi a wo mo eye sa kwanya sika botene chembuo no eye opepepem aduonum 50 billion Ghana cedis ana wo mo de ahyem wa mananso wa wo se akwan ye wo do a eno nso no ato chema na ewo sensiesie no nso kwansi be se empem mienu eno nso wonu muguso a wonu mo eye ho ensiesie a wo mo ye ho adwuma wadre ewo memu na wo wie no de eba na anu ada de ode to yanimu kwantempo adam trodo efri enkrampumpurima ntamo ede besi kumase wonu mo afrani se Accra Kumase Express we no eno nso wode tudwa a wo kiremu se ene Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund ye futuo yi ene omo de beto ho aka wo mo ni di ahwe hu nsiesie ni nwunwuma ebekoso ene ade nyina no wo mo de aye na ahyemu kena ewo wa menanso a Eastern Corridor ekwan eno nso wo hwe se anya hwe no yebekwa kodru fi champion mienu ene aduonu enso no mu no ekwan ne bedam trudo Accra tema motorway na ne ma atimi akonkan opeso ma kwan na obiebie medwadie ya akono de mafa bionu ma mo toto ntade ewo tudu ene adwadifo awodro a won mo eka ho na aboma asetremu nso atimi aye akono eno nso sei and what it dwa.
Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you, work has started on 50 major road projects that cover a distance of 1,144 kilometers. The total estimated cost of these projects is 50 billion Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, government is also completing 23 projects that were awarded by the previous administration but were not paid for. These projects amount to another 573 kilometers and are estimated to cost 15 billion cedis. So if you add that to the 1,500, it means about 2,000 kilometers of roads are currently undergoing rehabilitation as I speak. This
Mahama and State of the Nation's addresser, whatever true John Ebi, and upon whom a day amamui.
Na o expectation no o wutie we ho asem de na wo hwe ni mu kwan se obetumi ate no wotie ni nyina
de hia me pa de me maka se obesi da de metene mu kra na enye makono se ora no krono no kata wo men so obeka ye auditor general de ba ye no na afimua no na opepepem dumienu 12 billion Ghana cedis nkrofo ache de wia edi kwade ya yo se tam enti misusu se etimi tuatua sa atokro no na obi a wawi o man sika ne di ni gina se ni bi anim enye se ye chena tum keke ye gi ye sika no ye sa de na tum a enu mo bebo am man na konkan sense e bi a ye si schools because e sika na eni enye betimi dia ye infrastructure development
o ran edu ba bi no me figures na se ehun sensem bi abeba anti wo de yentwen ma atani general so ne nsem ne sunwie na yehu asem no porte ba bi a yigina
na some won sama ba no wantimi anti obi an se o twa ye ntoro nti ande ye no so ye bi wa ye be hu kwan ye be fa so ye be kan
yo abusia yada so ejinamu ewo Ghana mrasibe dwafi ho no na mampanyi edina no disem no etu dwa ewie na ama ho akohia se edon kuma no na afi dom kese no famu nyina wono betumi akire won madwen kakra edi afa ho enam so emamrasibe dwafi achi amehene ema obibia sima enum se won fankasa kakra emfa ho na edom kese a ewo mrasibe dwafi won mu kandifo eye owura mahama ayarega esoriginal na de tu dwa ene se no kwasem ni Ghana ban abon humbodin yi papa sebako ko akuafo ene won mu sika semo a ebe baye no ehu a wo kire se wo hwe nansemu Africos fofiti asese won mu ebeto kokoo no sika mwatwa ede ato no wo sese a esum sefa no be se apem ena afi ahanwoche ena omude womde no eje na se wode no toto ensanie ni ede ba Ghana cedi ni mu a na eche se Ghana cedi ne be se apem ahanu aduonu enum 1225 Ghana cedis ena bag ba ku bia Ivory Coast for no eto won mo de nanso ene Ghana ban eto bag ba ku bia cedis no empemienu cedis no aha enwotwe aduonum enson ewo honom na se 2587 Ghana cedis ana Ghana ban eto no na no anowura mahama yarega kire se so fa Ghana bo no na de toto de Ivory Coast for eto no ho a na eche se Ghana akuafo de no eya abonta echen Ivory Coast for se de won musi eto no nti aban na yade a ewo se ye boye nsem ade emano.
Mr. Speaker, it seems today is about cocoa prices. I can understand. Mr. Speaker, let me read Reuters today. Reuters has confirmed Ivory Coast will pay cocoa farmers 800 to 1,000 CFA francs per kilogram for the mid-crop starting March 1st. The main crop price was 2,800 CFA francs per kilogram. When converted to Ghana cedis, this is about 980 to 1,225 Ghana cedis per 64 kilogram bag. Mr. Speaker, Ivory Coast will pay cocoa farmers 800 to 1,000 CFA francs per kilogram from the mid-crop starting March 1st. The main crop price was 2,800 CFA francs per kilogram. When converted to Ghana cedis, this is about 980 to 1,225 per 64 kilogram bag.
Senior eti your penina wono and a candy for the ma Edom Kaseɛ ɛwɔ Ghana mmarahyɛbadwa fie Owia Mahama Ayarega
na no si ye na Edom kuma no kendifo no nyamfo Alexander afinyo Markins no say Ayarega ene Mahama wasi John Dramani mama Ghana mampanyini em say ahotem no dina slogan no enwa na da so ye oda 24-hour economy omonyo women's bank omonyo koko nene wate so ahwan so amene akosi fom amana no makuafo won mutahi ehi wo mo ho a won mo de wo mo gina anyi wase aban no ye John Dramani mama no wo manani nko eniema we hu no wo nhwe na wo nye na de wo de nam ne de enya de fa kwam.
What the president failed to tell the people of Ghana is that 1 year in government he's still acting with slogans, no action. Mr. Speaker, electricity tariffs have skyrocketed and Ghanaians cannot afford electricity. We have thousands of Ghanaian youths were dismissed through a letter by the Chief of Staff. It's part of the state of the nation. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, there is a scandal looming. Security services recruitment, TribeNet, we know who brought that company to the ministry. Kama has a way. And we, the minority, will pursue the person and make sure there's full disclosure. Mr. Speaker, the cocoa farmers, they have reduced producer price and Erikopoku cannot be found. They don't care about cocoa farmers and they are here telling us inflation, macroeconomics they ready. Macroeconomics they ready. Mr. Speaker, Galamsey continues. Ghanaians continue to suffer under this Galamsey hardship, and we expect concrete action to be taken on Galamsey. Mr. Speaker, to conclude, our elders say, give credit where credit is due. Mr. President is telling us today that some gains have been made. Those gains through this gold for reserve. Mr. Speaker, the gold for reserve policy, what they have failed to tell Ghanaians is that the Bawumia that they attack.
Ghana bo e na edwane se fulera e na afi Gaza wo mo sentiliwi ni tia masi afi emebunu e na wo mo kire wo mo yokoko bo na aba fom yo ene gloria no nyama aba na je na niema akoye nyina no Bawumia na wo no mpena sem na kwan be se Bawumia na mpena sem wo no tipe so da epa e na ode sa niema we nyina ba nti ya mo ka mo mfa na ase ne ayeyi ni bi emfama no we e Alexander Afinyo Markins efutum na chebedwani
Vizere radio wunti ade ko. Jo.
Ekani.
Abusiama yentu Akaseɛ bono eso. Abano abamane se enche kura Ghana fo nya hobo sanse. Won besan so register yesim Kaseɛ a yɛde edidwuma awo mobile phone so no na we ayensem o mansuafo a wo hwenkitawudie abafo kwan ye faso de sesa niema ho nsem so na ede betu jasem na to George na wo kire se be ya o my Ghana ho nsensem ebetumi akoyi na nkoba se obi fa akoni asaso na sim card no wode edidwuma boni enu ntina ama ho akohia se won mutu sa anamo no na wode sansem tudwa wa bra 2026 Data Protection Commission na one conference ekoso eno ase enura Samuel na to George kire se we anamo bia wonum etu na unimi se Ghana abakwasem nyebredi kan ni die nanso eho akohia se sim card no ye besan so register bio na aboa am ye bambo nsensem ewon tenten fidie ne so no atimi akoyie.
The failure in the last SIM card registration has left us with the difficult but necessary decision. After extensive cabinet deliberation, we're announcing the beginning of the processes for a new SIM card registration exercise across the whole country. This exercise will be the first in our history to have live verification against the NIA's database and provide biometric verification for every registration. Let me state this up front. The upcoming SIM card registration exercise will prioritize customers' comfort. We are putting in place measures, working with the Chamber of Telecoms, to avoid long queues, including self-service portals and a seamless process for completing the registration. The failure in the last
George on this Swafua. Washenki Town and Samso and Yatini.
Now, won't call my Ghana Rashid, fear about Ghana, man, Penny Biabaco, Sawa Cacao, man, and somewhere Sabia got to Biriano, Nayam Passre, and in Yamabia, a engine was Oka Crow Honomo, and I don't come on, Conono, Mabotun, and I want more Eddie, Kentayan, and Kumabi, Eddie Aguamukum, and Yatroso Coca for Yamo Boto. Nebra Achamini, Alban King for Smana Babin, Elbow His Excellency John Dramani Mama, it is a one from Nomras. Piano sono ena edom dodo ne ehya se odi asempa na mu 24-hour economy ena edom dodo no so edom kuma no so wono so ehya so ena omo so yanka so beti so ye yanka so beti so wo mu kura kokko yibie ena
Atos
yanka so beti so and da ho no edom kuma no na edom dodo nso na meti bibi wom se cocoa smuggling ana eno nso na no so ka didi ati no cocoa smuggling ni for na smuggling cocoa no
se we mu no pese omo kire se edom kase no omo kire se asempa na Muhammad ena edom kuma ne kire se omo di omo ka se cocoa no omo beti so
en wate so
na smuggling ne be koso say what is dia na che say cocoa no smuggling no ebe koso
interpreter na chire mu dia mayewi nti eno anu ye nkwa yobo
democracy ye fedie
akono
ayu abusi en konsem fufuro mu na senior officer ewo Ghana National Fire Service adwumakuo ni mu na wakyerɛkyerɛ ne nsɛm ɛfa dream kata se ne proya ɛkɔso ɛwɔ man Ghana mu die ntia wɔse yɛ me yɛ ne bere na yɛtumi ɛko saade no na wɔ kasa wa bra ɔmamba pa eku a wɔn hwɛ ɛkyerɛkyerɛ yɛ na sɛdeɛ mekyerɛ NCC adwumakuo na bedwam kasa kyerɛ adwumadie bi ɛkɔso na ɛfa dream kata se ne proya ɛho ɛna wɔkyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ Ghana ha yɛti yɛ mu pii na ye Christopher de onye Christo ni nso no na oye musumini de ono nso onye musumini no osobodua mu na wo de akanche de obesam ne nan so ne wasam ne nan na odi afre nyankopon odi befre no nanso ne nyina nkamfua no bonefo sem a ekoso o man Ghana mu dream ketasese ene proye no eye kro ya ene ye wo se arehosem ene se wono ankasa ne papa ne waye adwuma na wako ahomegye mu papa yi abre bia obeye na adwen se ne papa ahomegye mu sika wo kwa akope wo se wo foro hyen ade free ho hya na ode be pie mu ewo enkran obedura ne yaka ade a kire ne se ne papa nkrata asem no enye krado anu nti ewo se wo sa akonachi wo se aduru ba bi ma wo tua sika ansana papa ne nkrata no ne papa ye adwuma ahomegye sika no ye hya ye ho adwuma ede amanenti o man ne de jirim ne kata asehye proye no ye wo bi ekompa ensem ode tudwa enie abusia nanka yeguso ehwese dumja adwumako pani ensem ahodo a ode tudwa no nka yebetumi abo amaye nyina ye tie bie enso agene ho ebepam yebeto aso
ani yento aso ne ha ne mfamam Owia Mubarak Muntaka Muhammad aso asemra shebedwani yo sofo a woye fisam nsam so nanu ada ye de beto monim se na Quality Control Commission de aba betudwa se afedi e oman Ghana mra shebedwa no age atuma emra aba wonum be makwan no mahwe no mama nkrata de amani pa bi o sefata so mbetimi adua wi nom ene ne yekeke ka ho a na eno ena akoye ntinyiwahyew e wo man Ghana ne monten ene ne ntwodo ne ntwiada so a ene ye bidu ani age pa chese obenya kwan no atimi ahye bi no atwe bi no amea ena Owia Mubarak Muntaka se enye saa o yenka saa o de yeka nyina ne se de America Canada ana afi amawodo bi enam emra krote so no magina no mahyehye no mudi enya mfaso pewa ayarehwem ayaresem ade ne mekeke ka ho no saa bi ne yenso ye ba beye ne yama kwan ye se ne be ya wi no ayaduro pa sadi ya trode kan wose muni aduaba no na momfa aba ne nsa nyarewa na emom ye nkomma wo bi enkoye ne sadi ya wo peninti no ane de mra de to na nyese ya hye sa afedi obi atimi atwi bi de bi
about the recreational use of drugs. Ghana is not legalizing weed. And I repeat, we are not legalizing weed. We are creating a world-class Ghanaian controlled industrial herb and therapeutic cannabis sector that will compete with the likes of Canada, the United States of America, and Germany, while protecting public health and national security. The fees and charges miscellaneous provision amendment regulation 2025 LI 2512, that's LI 2512, as approved by Parliament of Ghana, provides for the fees and charges associated with the cannabis licensing program. The Narcotics Control
Owia Mubarak Muntaka to aso echirem kwan ya wo mo faso na sanjihye o maye ama ya mankrofo nkrata dije.
Main categories of licenses are available. Namely, for cultivation, if you want to cultivate, you have to have a license. If you want to process, you have to have a license for that. If you want to breed, you have to get a license. If you want to research into it, you have to get a license. If you want to set up a laboratory for testing, you have to get a license. If you want to store it, you have to get a separate license. If you want to even transport it, you have to get a license for that. You want to import, you want to export, all that. The most interesting thing, and I know the media are here, you want to advertise this, you have to have a license to even advertise it. So it's not something that you can just sit and tomorrow morning you start advertising because somebody has come to see you. No, you have to have a license to even advertise.
Owia Muntaka Muhammad afasem na shebedwani wasofo a ohwe fisam nsam so
ahemfo ena afi timamufo a won wo mempasem won kran pomponi mantamu ana won mo kire se hubua abo won pa esanse langasifo yi tete won wo se wotu fie anase wasase so kra na mabepam wo afiri ho a akoye ahimsem ade ama won pa na timamufo a won wo mempasem ana omode to IGP ena for national security ena oswafo a wo hwensa asesem ene abobremu niema eso enimi se wonko won mmoa esanse se dia yamhihie ena won man kasa kru eni asase no won mu de etisunsenchofo nhyimu a won mu yeye ohina wudi wonum anim aye ni togbo ampa wuku ena ode sansemi etudwa
all disease from the land
and he is coming to bring in some, what do you call them, investors to come and occupy the land. I said, no. When they came to me, I said, no, I will not sit down for this thing to happen. And you know, when he is doing this, he did this when the previous government was then in power. And as such, he disturbed that government. And today he has come to another government, which is now a new government. So I'm appealing to the president and the lance minister. They should sit down very, very well. Because this guy, Clement Jato, will destroy so many things if they don't take time. He went to Medina.
Samuhene ni togbo ampa wuku ena wode sanseme tudwane no akiri no ena wote se wohene ne kasa obo Owia Clemens Jato edin papa be ni huano a wo kire se ensem a won mo kan sebe omatena se ahyeda ahyehye ena mo ka edi afa no ente sa de biera dano no wo fiti ase edi ne juma wo mfimpi no ene edunkruma oman ne nsa ase ahodo no ena wo hwe se obetumi abo ho ba
abi unia me pocho abi unia me pocho se trafo bebre ni me je aviation assassin 600 gallon back to government me je atomic assassin me je boteman assassin me je amrayan assassin tuba ene wager assassin back to government me je kokwase amasama assassin back to government kokwase contest cry me je back to government. Enti amafo bebre eni majuma mema bo Ghana and I'm in Basam cry kitikiti bi pe na zazen kitikiti amafo afa airport ne kaneshi ni na ye come so na e back to government afa na ba be start ejuma na nkasa enti omo sapo musu eni semina yi na omo fan fight na ye dey I ready say ye besi bia no once I advance as idea yebeje some amuka say me individual me why na ebe edi ni ombesi wo say ono individual oje abasa ase a oni aban eni kitamo bia
Owia Clemens Jato ani yetini na yesasase de wo kire se sapono kra huronim ti afeni wo twitwi samena ensase de ombeje edi ama aban
Ahafumantem posi dom so sign DCOP Owia James anode atodwa senya no kreda se obi ba no obeyi o masotre efe bibi hu a ya na wo mo de se nipa kro nisu ene ni nipadua de kwoto abonten wo se toda wo mo na ya na wo no yo sa so obi won sem bi a opese suma sem bi no obeka na opese okọ regional police commander na nkasa wo no a akwanya da ho no a obetimi akọ
se ukomu ha se ukomu ha ebi omo a wona odi information ni ba wona na sa akoyi won ho e kire fine ye obi so ho sabi ehwehwemu no ana odi information ba na ye ntumi a handle ni ye ba mpese me hye amanfo bo na me so nkran se police station bia ewo ahafo ha na ewo ba bia no ukọ na ohwe commander no generally as a police ni bia atumi ekipu secret na sabi ebia ubeka say wo bia won trust system na bibi kura na commander say wo hafu ha nyina home office e fa sa information ko na wo fama e bo ho ba mpono say wo ma information bi na kire no e ko ba say bibi nti say wa woni yo say den yo amma abetodwa say bia ye hu say e wo a ma police for asonti ma commander na asonti na Bible bia ese no so ye tema ba person so bia bo se nsisa
mu asiedu ewo ahafumantem sa de to se binum se ya na nsam ne bakra wo hu ne pomasibre bebe be kwa akosi wo se no so ya wo mu de achi pa ne nhwemu ne ba asotwen no wo mu edi ma sa nkrofo no
sabi bibia ni ho a be kakra wo nti ho asem ye pa ye be peda foforo ne ya tena se ne ahwe nsam asisi ha bidie nyina ye be fam ne ahwe se sabi o nsam esi ha na arrest bia echi no sabi akoda bibia ni ho a edapa na ko na ko wi court na punishment prayer wo no na court ni dia ma nti bibia ni ho a betwa sabi bibia nya na dwumu fan
na wɔmfa na hoɔden type police action ɔbɛyɛ adwuma ma ɔmo nso
OP James ano aye ahafman temposi dom so sign ena yetene nkan
abusua begina eno so na anwere no nsia Kaseɛ bɔre de ni nyina asi ɛwɔ hadom na Aseɛ Nkoma newsroom aboafo kuku jando akoso asomu ase yekɔ MCR nso a obapa ya Grace ono ena ehye tenetene ma kama ya Grace na kyerɛ brɔfo ɛwofie hanom
ne brɔfo kapa chako
ya Grace na zmenka hospital enti ya Grace eno no ena Simo enso ɛwɔ hɔnom bi Mr. President enso boyichidom ana nayaw light ni bibia toto ne makama ama yitimi ede Kaseɛ boyi ebaye nemum samufo eye owura Asante yebo Benedict ana akenkanfo ne yemme Nana Kwame Ajiman Opambo ena
abusua pani osu aduomi up next no Owia Sports John Mama say obesre mukɔ World Cup na monsa mra na me wo fa Donald Trump bu amfu amwanzan amfa ankoka aman a omo man visa no
na wo ye de wo kɔ a wo beba
semeko ne hia na mnya koduru a na ebehu na ebesi
wo kɔ a wo beba
me se semeko ne hia yes so na